Yo, what up, what up, what up? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a hot second just to let this thing get going here tonight. What up, Jose? No, that's George and Jesus. Oh man, my eyes is terrible looking at this phone. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple minutes just so we get rolling or whatever. I'm sorry about being late. I actually was sort of sleeping. I got a cold, so if my voice sounds a little weird, a cold or allergies or something, it's not doing what it do. Nate, Joe, Khalid, Rob, Juan, Iman, John, we in here. Think I'm gonna do. Ariel, what's up, baby? George, yo. You know, of course, you know, basically a lot of what we're going to talk about on this thing is we just going to shoot real shit. We're not going to play around on this Go Live session. We're not going to have a bunch of fancy music. We're not going to have any celebrity guests or none of that. We just going to get into some real dog man shit. And just from the top, you know, for those that don't know me and know who I am and all that good stuff, I'm Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line. This is something like Bully Rants. And there's been a lot of stuff going on, man. My boy, you know, have been going through it with these people. T. Garrett, I see you. And, you know, and they did their little podcast last night or whatever. They jumped on Kev's podcast. And, of course, Bashar had a bunch of bullshit to say and whatever. But I'm going to set this record straight. And I'm going to point out. And what I like to do is when I do this, I don't like to just get on here and bash somebody. I don't like to just get on here and talk shit. I like to spit real facts. What's up, Carla? You know. And the thing of this is this. The bully community has been hoodwinked, bamboozled, ran astray, all that good stuff. And the main reason why I say that is listening to some of this stuff and listening to the lies, you know? Listening to the lies. Now, if y'all notice, with me in particular, it was never any kind of beef with me and Bashar or nothing like that. He never had no hard feelings towards me or anything until I made the video when we were up in Georgia, and I spoke on how Mr. Bean shouldn't have beat Sweet and Low, you know. And I spoke on that just on the strength of this, you know. Everybody who knows who Sweet and Low is, she's a Nationals champion winner. The bitch is a very strong confirmation dog. She's definitely bullied because she resembles a male. So by all standards, and for those who don't know, yes, I did help write the standards and I did help establish the ABKC. So those debates are out the window. I do know what I'm talking about. You know, I also did own the first ever ABKC champion. So I've done this. I'm not somebody who's just getting on here ranting about something I don't know about. So I know this standard up and down, you know. So, of course, when I broke Mr. Beans down, like I said, the dog moves. He crosses his fronts when he moves. It was obvious and the whole world knows, and we all see that he has a definite high rear. We also see that his top line, of course, when you have a high rear, that slants the top line. Now I'm talking to y'all as a judge. So if I'm judging and I'm looking at this, that's three major issues besides the fact that the dog is cowhawk. Now another major issue is the fact of you putting, exactly, he paddles like a ducky, man. And another, you know, and a factor that comes into this is this. I'm being a real judge. I'm not a kiss ass. I'm not somebody that's on his payroll. I'm not somebody who has to kiss his ass because I want something from him. You know, we'll get into that later. But the thing that I did is I broke the dogs down. And by all standards and the way this thing was set up from the original, the way we set it up, by real rules, Mr. Beans could have only been a champion or a grand champion in the now defunct. And I do say defunct because it's supposed to be going extreme class. Because the extreme class allowed it. What's up, Sav? The extreme class allowed this. It's no longer allowed. So, yes, I was pissed off to see a dog that had what I could count 5 to 7, what I would consider major flaws. Another thing that happened on this day that was absolutely reprehensible is that in the ring, you have the woman who's handling him come in there and put a cape over the dog while he's in the ring participating in the show. Now, it's been many rumors as to what this cape is for. Is it to hide him from pictures? Or is it to whatchamacallit? Oh, I hear you, Hakeem, but the thing about it is it ain't no it's no ego with me. I just spit it like it is. It's no ego. I don't care nothing about selling dogs. When we started this thing to do this breed, I don't care about that. If people know me, I don't post up 1 million puppies, and I'm not trying to get a pat on the back. I've actually stayed away from the scene for years when they've been asking me to judge and do all these things. So it's never a thing about ego. If it was a thing about ego, I would be like the rest of them and judging the nationals and being in every picture with the ABKC and having everybody pat me on my back and being a part of their circle and trying to sell y'all whack-ass dogs for $10,000 that died 3 weeks later. See, I don't have that. I'm here for the breed, and that's the way I like to keep it. You know, them guys have egos, and that's why they always flashing money and telling y'all can't afford their dogs. That's why they have a problem with me, because I ain't on that shit. So, as I was saying about the breed, I broke this dog down like I would judge when I'm judging other places, you know, and I'm judging around the world. I break the dog down. If you have a flaw, I have no problem saying this. I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass because you're a famous dog. If you have a high rear, I'm pointing that out. And if you have 2 or 3 flaws, sir, get out my ring. People are here to see a true winner, and I didn't appreciate that. But now the thing is elevated, and it's a bunch of lies and falsities going on. And the one thing that I try to do is I try to fall back, and I try to do this show, and I try to put out, you know, the knowledge that I've gained over this last 20 years about the American Bully breed. And y'all know, those who try to get with me, I tell y'all, I promote a healthy dog. I promote a dog that still has drive, everything that the original American Bully was supposed to be. That's what I do. But when you come at me with some bullshit, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to rebuke that shit in the name of Satan. Not Jesus. It's going to be some devilish shit. And so that's where we're at right now. Because the thing with this American Bully game is it's all one big facade. It's all one big pyramid scheme. I'm going to point it out, and I'm going to debunk some of the shit that y'all done heard and some of the things that have been said. And I'm going to hit y'all with true facts and true knowledge, and you weigh that yourself. Now, first and foremost, and Thursday night, John will be on my show. But first and foremost, the original head of judges and the head of standard writer with the ABKC has went on record. If y'all, I think his page is Detroit something Bulls. Somebody put that in there because I'm horrible with names. But he's went on the record as saying one of his problems that he had with judging in the ABKC is he reported certain things. Like this individual Bashar offering him cash money for his dogs to win the show. Now, once he says this, and now he becomes the enemy. But I want y'all to draw these parallels that we see a dog that's being put in the ring, pumped up, but it's obvious flaws there. And this is why the community gets mad when that dog wins. Now, you see this dog win with all the hype, but another thing that what I'm noticing, and I'm noticing severely, and I don't give 2 shits about who has anything to say about this, this is the real. Look at the judges. Go to the judges' websites. Go to the judges' pages. Look who they fucking with. Y'all don't tell me that this shit is straight on the up and up. Look who they messing with, for real, for real. Y'all wonder why everybody's saying, oh, what happened with this? What happened with that? What happened with this? What happened with that? Why is this judge picking that? Why is just, yo, Chelsea. Bobo, I see you, baby. They say, why is this judge picking that? Why is this judge picking this? Interesting, huh? Well, we point out one incident in this long historic controversial career of that by rules, those who don't know this, from the sideline, you are not even allowed to talk to someone in the ring. That's second handling. You're not allowed to do that. Well, I put y'all up on game. It was a point where Bashar was allowed to jump in the ring and drug Mr. Bing in the ring, Drugging because, once again, he didn't want to perform. And we'll get to that in a second. But once again, he didn't want to perform. And Tony Golds, you're a judge. You know this. A judge has the right to kick somebody out of the ring if somebody outside of the ring is interfering with the handler in the ring and telling them stuff. You're not allowed to do that. Bashar got in the ring and drugged Mr. Bean. Drug him. Because he wouldn't move. And they gave that dog first place. And we've seen this consistently. But when, see, there go Tony Gold. There's another judge. He telling y'all, you're not allowed to do this. And he drugged that dog. They gave him a first place. But coincidentally, at this event, he's got connections to these judges. They doing breedings with him. They kicking it with him at the hotel. Interesting. Even all the way to the top. Doing breedings with him, hooking him up. So when now over a dozen people have reported this dude for violations to the so-called rules of the registry for doing breedings while bitches are 6 and 7 months, that gets ignored. And I know this personally. This is who y'all dealing with. I'm about to break him all the way down though to the white meat, because I know this. I was told this 4 years ago by somebody who's very close to the situation, and I won't even put him out there because I don't want to put him in that situation. But it's reality. They're right there, so they know it. But when John told him that, oh, John's just hating. Have y'all ever noticed, and I'm going to put this on y'all brain, everybody else, this is a man who, by the way, we caught him in another lie. He says he's got 14 kennels worldwide that he's running with 20 to 60 dogs. He's proud of that. But then the week before, he had 250 dogs. Regardless, if you got 250 to 400, you puppy milling. And has anybody, I challenge y'all this. A guy who claims to currently own 400 dogs. Not just owned. Now, that's just owned, but produced. Now, if we talk about productions, if you own 400 dogs and you this great breeder that he claims to be the greatest breeder in the world, and he showed us all how to breed, y'all on this page right now, y'all name me 10 of his dogs. I'll wait. It's all a hype game. Bottom line, the guy is paying judges, doing business with them. Y'all know his MO. If you do breedings with my dog, I'll sell them overseas. I'll get you top dollar. I'll make you money. It's just plain and simple. It's just that. Y'all keep on asking me. Yes, me and Dave are cool. We go way back. But if you ask me the truth, on the shit, yes, Demon Boy is Bashar's dog. They might co-own that motherfucker, but that's Bashar's dog. We already know what the game is. Dave ain't never had no interest in no clown-ass dogs like that. Now all of a sudden he all up on it. I'm just being real. I don't care friend or nothing. I'm going to keep it real with y'all 100. J-Mac, always with him, holding his hands at shows. They kicking it. That's his boy. They go and do everything. And J-Mac, my dude. But J-Mac right there with him. That's his boy. So y'all tell me how this shit is fair. Y'all go through all these people's yards and y'all start looking at all these judges. They all got what so-called Muscletone dogs. And y'all wonder why y'all motherfucking dogs is losing shows. They going out to eat with this fool. They doing business with this fool. He walking the joints like he owned that bitch every single night. But y'all telling me something, and then he talking about he taking the breed forward. But you can't even produce a dog with good confirmation. And if anybody say anything about it, they hating. They hating. Politics and integrity, exactly, Tony. That's what it is. It ain't no integrity at all. And the shit is so obvious, it's crazy. Y'all talking about why did Ron put that dog and this, that, and the other. Do some research. And these are people that I got love for and I respect. But do some research. Ain't nobody have to pay Ron to pick that dog. Ron been in the same circle. Ron posed up with the pictures with them dogs. They all in the same crew. The only thing, y'all ain't never heard me, as long as I've been around these dogs, complain about a dog with good confirmation. Y'all ain't never heard that. Never. I'm at the damn thing cheering for, I'm cheering for Ruger. I'm cheering for, well, they had some connections there, but Bison, all these good dogs with great confirmation that I love to see, I'm cheering for them dudes. But these dogs that's Hunchback of Notre Dame, you got to pull them in the ring. And then what about the ice packs, Bashar? Now, we go into a whole nother deal. Y'all saw him rubbing the dogs down with ice packs and shit at nationals and all this. So his story, and this ain't out of my mouth, this is his story. He said that his dogs was poisoned And that's why they wouldn't perform. Now, we ain't gonna even pay no attention to the fact that the motherfuckers didn't perform the rest of the year before that. They might have been poisoned before every show. But maybe that'll be his next story. But he said on his own shit, in his own words, that his dogs were poisoned. And this is exactly why he did not show his dogs. I mean, this is why his dogs wasn't performing at Nationals. This is why the dog was looking crazy in the video. Okay, first of all, you bitch ass dude, and I'm being 100% real now. You got the real me. You bitch ass dude. What kind of foods do you take us for? If somebody poisoned your dogs this morning, first of all, what kind of poison was it that your dogs could stay the whole entire day at Nationals, do stack-offs and pictures, perform in the ring several times, all of this because you wanted to prove a point? Second of all, what kind of sorry-ass owner, knowing that his dog is supposedly under stress from poison, would make his dog go through the rest of the day supposedly not feeling good from a mysterious poisoning? A mysterious poisoning, you bitch-ass dude. A mysterious poisoning, and yes, I'm saying this. This is real. He said this. The dog was poisoned, and he made the dog go through the whole Nationals stack off because he wanted to prove a point because everybody was on his dogs. He's a bitch-ass liar, man. Come on, man. And y'all up here, oh, they hating. No, y'all on some other shit. But I'm gonna be on some real deal shit. Because when it comes down to it, like I said, you still have to ask the questions and go to the things that Tony just said earlier. Where is the integrity? Because nobody from the registry came in and said, well, what the fuck's going on here? Ain't nobody ever stopped them. Ain't nobody ever said nothing. It's because everybody's on the same team. Everybody goes out to eat the night before with each other. Everybody's doing breedings. Everybody's got to call Bashar to help them get their dogs overseas. So whatever he does, he got them by the balls. He ain't got me by the balls at all. And for y'all to keep on listening, some of y'all ain't as privileged to be around as long as my ass and dealing with all these crazy ass dogs. But I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to tell you the real. When he tell y'all he been around forever, he's a fucking lie. He got his first real bully in 2010. 2010, John Easterly helped him get that dog. In 2010, he talking about he got 8 generations. Even if you've been breeding them dogs when they turn 8 months, like you ain't even been around long enough to have 8 generations. Cut it out. What the real about this clown is, he was actually claiming Grand Raw dogs. When Grand Raw had their little split up between partners and got angry in that situation, he linked up with the one dude. He claiming dogs that he ain't had nothing to do with. And then if y'all want to know about it, why he got the nerve to take shots at Denzel, and I will address that real quick. Why is it that every dog on your pedigree is 4, 5, 6 times Denzel, but you telling people overseas that Denzel is dead? It's a motherfucking sales plot. You don't want them to get with the real. You don't want them to get with a dog that don't have those flaws. You making garbage and you trying to suppress the rest of the thing. And anybody who you can't pay off or that don't follow behind you, now you want to call them a hater. Or you want to talk real fly on the computer. And I told you about that, boy. Let's be real with it. 100% real with it. They didn't turn this whole American Bully project, I won't even call it a game, but this whole American Bully project into one big ass, it ain't nothing but a big ass minstrel show where everybody is getting fucked besides the people who paying in. Y'all is only there in that ring to put on a show for them to hand another dog a ribbon. That's all. Y'all paying y'all money, y'all handing in shit. Y'all, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, I got an ABKC ribbon. Yeah, but wait until you run across one of the guys who paid or one of the guys who in the circle. Wait till that happen. Like I say, they ask why I support the ABKC because it was a lot of work put into it, and that's why I get mad and pissed off when it comes down to it. Because I get pissed off because I done seen something that was real and something that was real nice get turned into a fucked up ass show. And it ain't nothing real about it. All of them judges. Y'all start checking them judges' pages. And I ain't saying every single one, but y'all watch. And then y'all do the correlation. And I want y'all to do this. Y'all find out who the judges was that awarded Mr. Beans his points towards a grand championship. And then you check to see about the business that was done. It probably won't be 100%, but it's going to be a lot of correlations. That's the way a so-called a trained professional judge can look by the fact that this dog is a fucking train wreck. Now we're going to go to something else. And y'all can go to his page right now. He put up a page of a dog standing backwards. He took a shot at this dog's ass, right? He took a shot at the dog's ass. Oh, everybody's hating on me. I'm just going to keep it professional, 100. I'm going to keep it positive. Well, it's the same thing I've been saying forever and a day. It's the same thing I've been saying forever and a day. Look at the dog and tell me what's missing. Y'all go on this page right now and y'all find that shot of that dog where his ass was turned to it. Tell me what's missing. I own gyms for over a decade. I know what steroids do. I know why a dog can go into distress because you shooting him up. Mr. Beans ain't got no balls. Everybody called it at Nationals. I've been saying it, and don't none of his dogs got no balls. Don't none of them that you see got balls. Y'all try to tell me I was lying till that shit start, and the people start pointing it out when the dog was right up in front. They don't have no testicles, man. That's why he don't want to talk about that shit, man. I told y'all, DNA test y'all dogs. Them dudes up in y'all ain't really getting the full gist of it. But them dudes, check out what's going on with John and them. Them dudes in Michigan ain't lying to you fools. When they say he buying litters and putting them under Magoo and Mr. Bean's names, these people ain't got no reason to lie. This is the truth. How do you think a dog from 1 year goes to one size to the next year goes to double that size, and the dog can't even move in the ring? They putting him down with ice packs. If you do some research on bodybuilders, look what they do. When bodybuilders is in the midst of getting to a show, their muscles is locking up and they tight, they too muscular, they ice down. And they full of that shit. We know what it is. That shit's in my circle. I got experience with it. I know what it's about. And you can't tell me that a dog with no testicles at all, his shit is drawn up like an infant child's. You can't tell me that. Bobby Deans, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Now I'll tell y'all about the next scenario. And this is fact. And if he want to call me on it, I'll slap his bitch ass face and I'll call out who has the situation. I just don't want to mess up their money right now because they still dealing with the fool. But the reality of it is this. When you sent out that semen, and I'll just let you know so you'll know who I'm talking about. But you know who I'm talking about because he called and he checked you on it. And the semen was messed up. And it had another dog's name on there. Now, I've had a situation where the vet made a mistake. Okay. But you swore by this. It wasn't no situation where you had 3 dogs shipping out that day. You swore by this, Bashar. So what if the homie do? He had that shit swabbed. Get a little bit of that. Swab that. We gonna hold that for DNA evidence. So you sent it the next day and it had Magoo's name on there. But guess what? The homie got bread. So guess what he does? The very next move he does? Bam! DNA test. 2 different dogs. How does that happen, Bashar? Bottom line, a dog that's getting shot up with a ton of motherfucking testosterone for a show and his nuts go away, he can't produce semen. So you got a backup stud and you shipping that shit out. That's why anybody challenge you on a DNA challenge, you don't never want to answer to it because you a fraud. You a fraud ass bitch. I'm calling you out. All y'all talking about all these dogs he produced and y'all can't name me 10 dogs. That shit is all hype. All y'all paid all this money. Where's all them $10,000 studs at? Where the puppies at? Where's them star puppies at? Y'all ain't got shit. Y'all ain't got nothing. 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 I told y'all I was coming like Pac. I'm going to hit him up. I'm going to hit him up. Because y'all ain't did nothing at all but lie and make a big ass show. Them fake ass ribbons. Y'all talking about this dog that can't walk and scared and hanging his head as a champion. That ain't no bully. That's a bitch. And a bitch, well, he might be a bitch. He a dog with no balls. But this is the reality. And all of them sitting there hugging and smiling in y'all face and got y'all a part of this show. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just the only one who gonna tell y'all. I'm just the only one who gonna say it. Y'all excuse me. I gotta get a drink real quick. Like I said, you right, Jesus. Call Maury. I bet you he won't DNA test them dogs. That's why he trying to pump them out overseas. Y'all better get with John Easterly. He got proof. And even more so, I ain't even proud to have my blood in that yard because John Easterly got some more proof that is even more scandalous. Like the fact that you bred Stella to a bulldog and you AI'd her to Dax. But we ain't going to talk about that. Where's the rest of the litter at, sir? Why don't they look the same? This shit is all but y'all, but people want to believe a dream. Y'all want to believe a hype. Because somebody put a high price tag on there. I told y'all this earlier. McDonald's is the most popular restaurant in the entire face of the world, but the food is garbage. This is what we looking at. They took a tour of that man's cages. He talk about all his quality and shit. He got dog shit and feces everywhere. The dog's fucked up. And it's a picture of you breeding a bitch that had mange where she was looking like that cat off of Austin Powers. It's out there, homie. You's a piece of shit. But the craziest part about it is y'all still follow this punk. This is the same punk that went in an interview and told y'all he don't give a fuck about the dogs. And if he wasn't getting no money, then he wouldn't even deal with the dogs or you people. But you still got people over there and y'all just doing the deep throat. Sorry ass people. Y'all ain't got no backbone. Y'all just want to be a part of anything. Then if Fernando say something, or if Tony say something, or if T. Garrett say something, then y'all want to get on the post. Oh, it's okay. You know, they just hating on you, man. You getting your money. Come on, cocksucker. Get your life together. They speaking the truth. They speaking the truth for the community. These is men who ain't out here trying to make no $1 million off no damn dog. They about real dogs and real community shit, but y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to see that. What kind of fool is bragging about he got 400 and something dogs? You a damn puppy mill. And on top of it, I tell you one thing, I ain't never owned no crazy amount of dogs. Now, I will have in this yard 20 to 25 dogs, and you won't ever really see the dogs. But guess what? Around the country, you will see shit popping off. You see dogs winning champion titles, good conformation, living, running around, giving the people something. And I'm coming back this year to breed some real shit. But this is the problem with the breed. You got this clown sitting here with motherfuckers holding his pocket, and real dogs like Mufasa and last year Austin Martin, and these dogs ain't getting no love. And they ain't getting no love, and it's a direct correlation to the fact that they ain't a part of that little in crowd. They ain't a part of the little crowd to do the breeding with this guy and make sure that he get the ribbon so he can brag about selling the dog for $500,000 and, oh, I'm about to do $1 million and this and that and the other. Oh, really? I predicted that shit way before you did that shit. And it's amazing. You tell me, how your puppy milling ass, you ain't got nothing to show for it. You ain't got nothing to show for it at all. You ain't got no dogs. You talking about beans. That's a fucking train wreck. High rear. And then the real reason why they say you put the cape over there is stupid anyway. Just like what ran Casablanca out of the ring. He's a train wreck. People took pictures of how he really looked. Not no old photoshopped ass bullshit that you was putting out there. And people start talking about the dog look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He ain't want no parts of that. And I know exactly what you talking about, Fernando. Talking about spreading the breed across the world. You fucking the breed up across the world. Only thing that's going to happen out of this situation is the rest of the world going to look at us as some trash-ass breeders in the long run when he fill their countries up with a bunch of trash-ass dogs. The dog can't walk. It's an air-conditioned building. You putting ice packs on it, but this is what the ABKC wants to spread across the world? That's garbage, man. That's garbage. That's garbage. You got a lying-ass dude talking about the damn dog was poison, but he stacked the dog all day because he had a point to prove. That's garbage. That's lies. This is what y'all follow? A guy that you go to his house and shit is all everywhere over there. It's garbage, man. Don't nothing lie. I didn't take the damn dog's testicles off of him. Where's his testicles? It's the reason why the dog is that fucking muscular. And I've been saying this, and y'all notice he won't refute the shit. And he's so stupid and so stuck up, got his own head stuck up his ass, he goes and takes a picture. It's supposed to be a male. It's on this page right now. We all got dogs. Every single one of my dogs. If you take a picture of that dog from behind, man, especially Mandela, he got old 80-year-old man balls. Them babies is hanging and banging. You're going to see some testicles. You're going to see some balls on a full-grown dog. Why the dogs he take pictures of ain't got testicles, man? Y'all thought John was lying when he said that he's shooting them up with sustenance? Look at the side effects of sustenance, too. Come on, man. This shit is real. All we see and all we getting out of this thing is that the real dog men in this community is taking a pounding. Guys who didn't put in work, guys who didn't took the time to study their pedigrees, guys that took the time to go generation to generation, then got robbed by this punk ass bitch that came in 6 years ago, paid everybody off, and now he got them all in his pocket. The community is being robbed by a sucker. That's the real. And it ain't just him. It's a whole community of them. While they all posed up with him and they talking about this is the real American bully and this is the evolution of the American bully. It's funny how now judges is changing their yards and changing their whole look. You ain't changing your look because you like that shit. You changing your look because that shit sells. And you in the same motherfucking boat with this bitch ass dude. Let's keep it real. If y'all wanted me to talk how I normally talk when I ain't on the radio, this is how I talk. Some may call it ignorant, some may call it vulgar. I call it real. So the shit that y'all won't say. It come a time where you got to get past, just like, just like you said, Fernando, stop promoting the garbage. The registry can't be promoting the garbage. How can you say that these dogs made anything better? I fly down to Colombia, all the way down to Colombia, and I'm sitting here having to explain why our dogs are so screwed up and we promote this. Why would your registry promote this? Why would your registry promote this? I don't promote this shit. I had to tell them. I'm going to have to send them this video. Might have to translate it. But I'm going to send them the video just so they know I'm not with the shit. I'm not with. If it was up to me, dogs like that would have never in their life even. I would have probably asked him to leave the ring. Especially when the dog don't want to walk and he hanging his head. What kind of current ass shit is that? American Bully come from a pit bull. A confident dog. An athletic dog. What is this shit? And y'all pushing this out, and this guy come out here with his little skinny jogger pants and his little wife beater and walk around here like he owned the place, and he don't deserve no respect for nothing. He's a fucking puppy miller. All he talks about is how much money he made, so he brags to the community about how much money he's stealing, because to this day, outside of this bitch ass dude, I've never seen nobody put no Muscletone dogs all over the ring and say they winning and having success and selling dogs for $10,000, $20,000. This shit is a pyramid scheme. Who else do y'all know that's making money? Where is all the rest of the dogs at? So I will wait. I asked y'all about 30 minutes ago to name me 10 other dogs from Muscletone that was doing their thing. The great breeder, the guy with 400 dogs in his own yard and has produced thousands for the world. I'll wait. Y'all can't even name 10 dogs. That's the simplest challenge. Y'all can't even name 10 dogs. And this is the greatest man. What? Y'all can't name 5 dogs. Can't nobody name 5 dogs of his. Shit, I can't name 5 dogs of his. I'm just being real. And I look at dogs all the time. It's a pyramid scheme. Y'all saw this pyramid scheme best when George did it with Miyagi. When George did this shit with Miyagi, y'all saw it then. I told y'all, and if my homie Bobby is still on here, he'll tell y'all. I was on the radio and I told them years ago it was a pyramid scheme. I even put up a chart to show y'all. Where the fuck is George at? George got all y'all money. George got all y'all bought all that Miyagi bullshit. Y'all all bought all that Miyagi shit and told me it was the truth. This was the next big thing. Name me a Miyagi son right now that's doing anything. Y'all spent $5,000, $10,000. George brags about how he got a house and he did this and he did that. We can't even find a Miyagi son. The only Miyagi kids we can find is the one that the ABKC didn't let in. And I'm back. This is where it is. Let's talk real. Let's stop talking about being politically correct and let's just be correct. Because this is what it is. Don't nobody want to hear this side of the story. They want to go on these pretty much like sanction type radio shows where they know what they're gonna say and don't let them in because they might. No, man, let's be real. We got an audience of 300 people up here. Can't nobody name off no Muscletone shit. Can't nobody. Hey, that Miyagi dog, you right, is the most Orion Luke. That's the most irrelevant blood on the face of the earth. And I'm telling y'all right now, Muscletone is about to follow it. It's a pyramid scheme. It's all hype to build you up to think you about to make a bunch of money. The people at the top make all the money and you get left with all the garbage. And when the rug is pulled out, you got a yard full. I'm talking about a yard full of garbage dogs and they got all the money. You ain't got nothing that you can carry on with. The community then found out it's garbage and you're done. That's how the scheme worked. We done seen this shit before. We done seen this shit so many times. So many times. Y'all still falling for it. Y'all still falling for it. Over and over again. It's been the same thing. And the only difference about this one is than the Miyagi thing is that Bashar actually tried to be a part of the ABKC. Whereas George was saying, fuck the ABKC. I ain't dealing with y'all at all. But Bashar was smarter than that. Bashar was like, oh no, if I link up with the registry and get cool with all the judges and have them using my dogs and they can be a part of my marketing plan and all of this, then we can get more money. Bashar was smarter than George. He got everybody in on this circus. You know, George just had a couple clowns. Bashar got elephants, giraffes, lions, tigers, bears, all kind of shit. Shit, y'all see he brought the dog in the ring with a damn cape on. I'm just saying. And the bottom line to all of this is this. The truth of the matter is this. They don't have nothing to show for this. Like, y'all can start trying to dig up names of Muscletone dogs, and y'all can study that man's yard. Don't nobody know that shit. I think I know a few. Bison is one of them. Casa, Magoo, Beans. I think that's about the limit of my knowledge of this bullshit. But at the end of the day, he's the greatest breeder in the world. Y'all stupid. He taking all y'all damn money, and that's the end of it. This is all it's about. You know, I tell y'all right now, the nicest dogs that I done seen this year ain't even gonna get no play. They ain't gonna get no play at all. Rye is not gonna get no play. I hate to say it, but Rye ain't gonna win a lot of shit, not in the ABKC, because the biggest reason why Rye ain't gonna win, I had a few people call me and they was asking me who my pick was that I thought could do some shit this year. And I say it should be Rye technically if Mufasa is off the map. Rye should kick some ass, especially over here on the East Coast. He ain't gonna win because you got, you know, now you got the second coming over there where you got Rocco and you got a crew with them guys, and now you got 1 million people breeding to this dog, so he the popular dog, so now they clicking up over there, and it's gonna be the same shit. People ain't gonna see the high rears. People ain't gonna see the fact that your handler came in here and dropped the cape on the dog like James Brown. They ain't gonna see this. Y'all tell me, how is that fair? Y'all tell me, how does that measure up that you literally have judges doing business with a person that they handing ribbons to? And you tell me where their ethics is at in that. It's no ethics in that, man. I don't care what y'all say. If I was a registry owner or I was running anything, it's no way that you can do business with anybody that you are judging their dogs. You sound crazy. I think, you said what I think about Axel. I looked at Axel. I think Axel, I like everything about Axel besides his neck. And his neck is a very nice thing, but his neck is so damn giant that it take away from his head. But the dog is nice. He got good conformation. He just got a super neck, which I don't think is a flaw. I just think when you talk about symmetry, it don't put it all together. So that's the only thing I can find. But do I think that Axel was a deserving champion? Yes. My pick would have still been Mufasa, but I think Axel is a very nice dog. I don't have nothing really bad to say about that dog, that giant ass neck. I'm jealous. But at the end of the day, well, it's just, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. Rye should win a lot of shit, man. Rye should win. Rye should win. Hey, Con, I'll tell you like this. They ain't ready for me to be no judge. They ain't ready for me to be no judge. You already know. They ain't ready for me to be no judge because, well, not here. I can judge outside the country in places that are civilized and actually know shit about dogs. But in here, when you start pointing out a dog flaws, people get mad. And this is what judging a dog is all about. You supposed to judge a dog to his flaws. Here, if you point out a dog got bad feet, they want to say you hating. Just like we all seen the obvious. Shit. Con, you was there. You was there. You saw it. The dog wouldn't even perform. They dragging him around the ring. They advancing to the next round. But when people objected to that shit, what's the first thing they said? Oh, you hating. You hating. This shit is a circus. You can't judge a circus. This is just like the WWE. Although y'all get to see all the action and shit, most of this shit is pre-decided before it even get to the damn end. It might look like your favorite dog is about to win and the best dog in the ring is about to win, but trust me, somebody gonna jump out the crowd and hit him with a chair. It's just like the WWE. He's going down. This shit is scripted out. This shit is scripted out. They done made mistakes before that some people noticed and other people didn't. You know? The one thing about it is, this is the thing. When you judging, you judge every flaw. If the dog has one flaw, this is the thing about it is, you judge the severity of the flaw. Now, you judge the severity of the flaw. At this point, you're judging towards a comparison to the other dogs in the ring. So originally, for those who don't know, originally a dog that had certain issues was never supposed to be allowed to be a champion. This is the reason why, if you look at, like, say, what is that, like the Ukanuba shows, the big shows for the AKC, Westminster, and those type. This is why you don't see a dog in there with like a high rear, or you don't see an easty-westy dog, because the standard is set high. And the reason why the standard is set that high is because it's meant to improve the breed. If you consistently allow champions to have bad feet, high rears, and you say, oh, it's only one flaw, that means you continuously letting this one flaw into the gene pool. If you continuously do that, you'll never progress out of there. We are supposed to, you know, the thing of it is I know what I'm saying, Con. You said I'm comparing the standard, not the dog next to him. The dog next to him don't matter if neither one of the dogs are not up to the standard. That's the thing. The standard is the top notch, and once y'all both meet standard, then I can decide who gets the first place points. But if y'all both don't meet the standard, and that could be any flaw, like if I feel like Paul, you know, anything, a bad bite or whatever, the first place ribbon is not supposed to be given to a dog that is not championship quality. A long time ago, we established that dogs with horrible bites, dogs with bad high rears, easty-westy feet, cowhawk, certain issues were never supposed to be champions. Somewhere along the way, because of people kissing ass and doing shit, they allowed these things in. That's why the quality of dogs have dropped off over the last couple years. What you're supposed to do is, even if we only have 5 champions in a year, if we only have 5 little stinking ass champions in a year, if all of those dogs are very clean, good representations of the breed, that means next year everybody has to step their game up and reach that level. You do not lower the bar because you hurt the breed that way. You don't lower the bar to meet people's low standards. You raise the bar and make them come up to your standards as where they should be as a registry. Instead, what we have seen over the last 10 years especially is that these dogs now, they've lowered the bar. I'm going to tell y'all, and it's not me being an old school guy or this or that or the other, but these dogs that have high rears and have slightly easty-westy and all this shit, they couldn't have competed back in the day. Because the bottom line is, anybody that's seen a dog like Hallie or a dog like Kamali, you would have been in trouble. The whole show would have been over. Because these dogs didn't have that. And instead of us producing more Hallie, Kamali type dogs, you know, we went backwards. What do I think of Bistro? I've used Bistro. I think he's a great breeding tool. But if I was judging, he wouldn't have been winning. But at the point in time, once again, they lowered the standard because they they changed the standard from when we originally wrote it. I mean, when we originally written it, the thing of it was that you weren't allowed to have easty-westy feet or a bad bite. They changed the pocket so it was allowed a slight easty-westy, a slight bad bite. Now you think about that. You changed the standard to allow the dog to go to a lower level. You know, you changed it to do that. Okay, no matter how much you try to argue with me, you don't know more about this. I wrote this shit. When you was buying your first dog, I had already champed out dogs. I wrote this shit. You are talking to the creator. So you can get on here and you can try to argue, but your dog has a high rear. And if I was judging your dog, as much as I like your dog, he's a good breeding tool, but I am not champing out no dog with no high rear. That's just that simple. You don't go to no real dog show and see no dog with no high rear. So why you on that high horse because people giving you money? Fuck you too. Because your dog got a high ass rear and he beat up too. Kick rocks, little motherfucker. That's what I'm on with you. You get in here and get to talking like you, man, you ain't shit. You got a bunch of dick riders and you sell dogs. Keep on selling your dogs, but don't get in the lane of acting like you know confirmation. I wrote this shit. You cannot beat me at this. This is my shit. Your dog has a high rear. I pointed that out. If you can't handle that as a man, make a better dog and shut your bitch ass up. That's how we do it back in the day. This is real. Ain't nobody here to play games with y'all and go down to y'all little punk ass level. Make a better dog, man. When my dogs hit the ring, I don't want no excuses for no high rears and no bad feet. Tell me to get out. And you know what I got to do? I got to go home and I got to get back on my game and come back with a nice badass dog. I ain't with all this hype. Other people pat y'all on y'all back and tell y'all about something. I'll tell y'all, fuck y'all. I wrote this bitch. I'll tell you exactly how it is. The blueprint. Call John. John wrote this shit too. We'll give y'all the blueprint on how to make a dog. Not no hype dog, because it don't matter about who's clapping for you. It matter about, did you follow the blueprint? If I put that blueprint on there and you don't put no doors on that house, you done fucked up. And you ain't got no doors on the house. Bring a dog back without a high rear, I hand you a ribbon. Y'all hype guys, and that's all it is. If you want it to be the truth, you jump on my post, I'm going to tell you what it is. If you got a whack-ass dog, you got a whack-ass dog. If you got a nice dog with one flaw, he still got that one flaw. I don't owe you shit. Get rid of that flaw and come back with a better dog. This is what dogs is about. Don't nobody go to the AKC and try this bullshit. And the only reason why y'all feel y'all can get away with it is because on a weekly basis, the judges follow y'all hype shit and kick good dogs out the ring just so they can get a popular dog a ring. That ain't me. And that's why the ABKC ain't ready for me as a judge, because a whole lot of people be going home. Luther, you already know what I think about Movado. I done went all over that fool. I said that day that he got robbed by Magoo. He got robbed. It's a great representation of an American bully. He got everything. The only thing you can want more out of Movado is more flash, because he just got a plain type of coat so people don't jump all over it. But structure-wise, the dog is structurally beautiful. He got everything he need. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for confirmation. I don't care about a coat, or unless it's a Merle, then I'm going to kick your ass out the ring. I don't care about no coat or nothing like that. When I'm judging, I want a dog that I can look at the blueprint and I can look at your dog and say, good day, sir. You did your job. Judges ain't doing that no more. Judges is too worried about kissing ass. It's an absolute disrespect and slap in the face to this breed as a whole that a dog like Mr. Beans had as much success as he had this year. It shows that it ain't nothing but politics, a lot of greed, and a lot of backhanded bullshit going on. Can I show you the perfect dog? That's another lame ass excuse. Hallie did, but that bitch was perfect. You could go over that bitch with a fine-tooth comb. It wasn't nothing. Top line. That's why all we had to do was take a picture of the bitch, and she was the standard. That was perfect. Ain't no dog. That's a lame excuse that people try to use. Oh, nothing's perfect. You're right. Nothing's perfect. A Rolls Royce isn't perfect, but damn it, you find me a better vehicle. But don't come in with a Rolls Royce with a dent on it. And y'all coming in with a lot of dents. That's what I'm saying. You cannot be offended if you are breeding dogs, if you are showing dogs that a person points out an obvious flaw. That means it's time to step the game up. You cannot do that. That's why as a community, we have become the lowest of the low in the dog world, because we always want to drop our standards to being less than everything. Everybody wants to be a fucking celebrity. It's not about celebrity. It's about the dogs. We got too many of y'all that want to be a celebrity, but when it comes down to it and you got to put your dog out there, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. This is all it was ever about. We didn't even used to have banners with people's faces on there. What is your face doing on here? I need to see Paco. I need to see Hef. What are you doing here? And what the fuck is that car and the girl with the bikini all about? All these distractions. Give me a fucking dog, man. That's all I want to see. Give me a dog. Because if you a dog, man, you are going to give me a dog. All this loud music, all this other dumb shit y'all got going on, man, give me a dog. Turn that baby to the side. Make him walk front. Make him walk back. Let me see him in a circle. Make him stack. Make him free stack so I can see if you turning his feet or if they right. Let me see that bite. Let me see if this boy got confidence to strut that ring with his tail up. If he can do all that, here go your first place ribbon. If he can't, we'll see you next year with a better dog. It's that simple. Y'all cut it out. Y'all ain't no real dog, man. Y'all hype, man. Flavor Flav made millions of dollars hyping, but nobody ever wanted to hear Flav rap. And that's what all you guys is with them whack-ass dogs. Flavor Flav type motherfuckers. Put a clock around your neck and get to yelling that shit because y'all don't know nothing about dogs. Y'all can't debate confirmation because y'all don't know nothing about confirmation. When y'all step into this ring, y'all can't beat me with them primitive-ass skills of talking about side talking. Oh, well, what about this? What about that? Because I'm going to stick to the facts and I'm going to break that dog down to his toenails, which better be the right color. And you didn't even know nothing about that. Most of y'all don't even know about eye shape. Y'all claim to be dog men, but y'all don't know nothing about eye shape. I could kick a lot of y'all out the ring for having them circular-ass eyes because they supposed to be almond-shaped. But y'all still talking about y'all the greatest dog man to ever live. Y'all babies in this game. It take a lot of shit to get in this game. A lot of hard work. It wasn't no bulldog shit. Y'all keep on talking, oh, I know they added a bulldog. I know they added. No, they didn't. It was a whole lot of hard work and selective breeding. Didn't nobody want no high rear fucked up ass bulldog in there. And if we was going to get a bulldog, we was going to get some shit like old CJ Hughes is posting over there. Good bulldog. Y'all coming in here with train wrecks and expecting respect. No, good shit gets respect in this dog world, man. In my dog world, anyway. Good shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Who didn't put that about the eyes popping out the head? Yeah, had dogs coming in the ring looking like they on crystal meth, all and stacking up. Come on, man. And y'all want respect for this. I seen whole classes that have high rears and bad top lines. I see y'all introducing y'all new champions, and if you take them around the ring, you can see that back sloping down. They got that Evil Knievel shit. Come right off the damn shoulders, and zing, you can go wherever the hell you want to go. And you telling me you a dog, man? That bitch is supposed to sit flat. Flat. If y'all want to see a dog with a flat top line, go to Eric Williams' page, Fat Daddy Kennels, and look at Bison. He got him running. This dog, you can set a glass of wine on his back, and it's not going to move. That's real dog man shit. That's perfection. That's what I'm shooting for. Every single dog I've ever had ain't been like that, but y'all don't want that. On the same day, y'all letting dogs like Rye get beat by Mr. Beans. And y'all argue with me about this. When I can break down 7 flaws off this dog right off top, not to mention the fact that he got an ice pack and a cape on. What the fuck? And y'all want to be taken seriously. And now when I say y'all, I'm talking about the community who argues this shit and the registry. How can you be serious? How can you be serious? How can you? This Roachback, all these different things is just through. All these different things is through. Roachback, sway back, high rear, bad. I mean, it's through. If y'all want to see this dog survive over the next couple years, and yeah, I'm getting back into breeding. I'm going to do my part. I don't care about nobody's ribbons. I don't care about nobody's hype. None of that. I just want to see good dogs. I want to see good confirmation dogs that maybe one day our breed is respected again and not some hype breed where a bunch of guys is running around talking about how much money they make. Shit's stupid, man. Y'all don't give a fuck about the dog. Step the fuck out the way, man. Fernando, I really wish you would start a registry because I know what you would do with it. And I respect that shit. Because I know if I'm coming to your registry, Fernando, at least I already know one thing. If my shit ain't correct, you gonna kick me out. And I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna give you your hug. And I'm like, Fernando, I'll see you next year. Because that's the way we used to do as dog men. It's been plenty of times that I had to go back to the drawing board. I agree with that. BBCR is coming. They coming. They serious. It's got to get back to a point where we get the integrity back. It's got to get back to the point where you have all these people who working hard on their dogs. And 99.9% of our community is people who work hard. Spend their own money to do these dogs. The dogs ain't making them a bunch of money. They putting in work with their dogs. They actually taking away money and time from their family to pursue their passion. And the family support them, so it's not a negative thing. But when these things go together, people deserve a fair shot when they get to them shows. They don't deserve to be a part of a circus and a bunch of politics and a bunch of nonsense and bullshit. You know, that shit is a slap in the face when the people study these things. You know, I get letters from all around the world and people ask me why. And I don't have a good answer. Because you can obviously see stuff when they put up these side shots of some of these dogs, or you see a dog that just obviously his elbows bowed and this, that, and the other. Hell, I even seen dogs with kink tails. People deserve better, man. People deserve better. Way over angulated, Jamie. Way over angulated. People deserve better. So if y'all want to ask me, if people never understood what I am, I'm for the people. All I want to see is that people get their fair chance. You know, Kyle, you know, I gave you your props right off top. I don't care if we have words or whatever. You got a nice dog, you got a nice dog. But people deserve a fair shot. The game need to be put on a level that people can go in there and do what they supposed to do with no politics, enjoy themselves, and we push this breed further and further and further and further. That's all I want to see, because that's what this breed was based off of before the greed got in. I understand people want to get a couple extra dollars for what they, what they doing or whatever, because dog food costs. But at the same time, though, I don't care what you selling your dogs for, but bring quality. Bring quality and make that show ring a place where everything is on the up and up. Don't know, but I hate to see people get robbed. People like, why ain't you showed in years? I got a dog I can show. Y'all done seen me post up pictures. A Mandela on the side shot. I get him, I get the dude all the way together and get in there, and I wouldn't have no problem. But right now, I'll be honest with y'all, because of what's going on in our community, a ribbon don't mean shit to me. I feel like the majority of the people who handing out ribbons, they need to go take a refresher course, because to be honest, they don't know what the fuck they doing. How could I ever feel blessed and proud to have a ribbon and you gave a ribbon to Mr. Beans? I don't feel like your knowledge is at that level. It's almost insulting. Like, shit, is my dog as fucked up as Mr. Beans? Is this why I got a ribbon? Do I need to go back to the drawing board? Our community is being disgraced, honestly. I could go in and on about all Bashar's antics with the fake puppies and the testosterones and all that. But y'all already know that, because y'all see it on a daily basis. Y'all see all the lies that he tell. Y'all see the guy bragging. Anybody else who talk about they got 400 dogs and they doing this and they doing that would be considered a puppy mill, and y'all would bash the shit out of him. Well, because this dude throw money around and get people to kiss his ass, y'all want to praise him as a great breeder. Not only that, anybody else who claimed to have that number of dogs and couldn't show you nothing for it, and he don't. Y'all excuse me, this cold kicking my ass. But he don't have nothing to show for it. As much as that man talk, y'all tell me, y'all show me the dogs that he got. If I got 400 dogs worldwide, I'm going to be able to show you 300 badass dogs and another 100 pretty nice dogs, because I'm not keeping no bullshit. What he doing is he puppy milling. This is exactly why you never, ever, ever see him do anything. Most of the time, y'all see him pop up with puppies. Oh, I got a puppy off of this. I got a puppy off of that. He's not telling you that most excuse me, most of the bitches is only like 6-7 months old that he breeding. That's it. He breeding them bitches at 6-7 months. He got 1 million dogs. He pushing them out. He claiming quality. Oh, I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad, but everybody who y'all claim that y'all got these great Muscletone dogs, where is they at? This guy is triple, quadruple, all this shit on Denzel blood, and all his dogs got fucked up rears. But he knows how to breed. A dog that's known for throwing good rears and good angulation. I just tell you the truth, man. I thank y'all. I really do thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow night should be a good show. That's going to be on the D-Line radio show. I'm going to let John get his word out, because it seems like every time John needs to try to say something, somebody jump in and try to discredit him, because Bashar got 9,000 followers that feel like they got to protect the brand. But the truth of the matter is that, it's sad. And you're right, Ariel. It's just our community need to change. Our standard need to change. The whole demographic needs to change. I'm putting the truth out. I don't care if they like me. They ain't got to blackball me, because I done blackballed myself a long time ago. And even if they tell me not to come, I'm going to show up anyway and do whatever I do, because ain't nobody going to stop me. Fuck them. The truth of the matter is that my only goal is, when I leave these American bullies, which will probably be damn near never, my kids will probably take over, I want to see people have something that is nice. Con, no, as far as now, okay, before we get off of here, I explain that. Rocco, I personally wouldn't breed the Rocco, because I don't use that blood. But as far as if I did use that blood, of course, because he's got everything, and the incline on the rear is very slight, so I think he's a very breedable dog. I ain't gonna lie about that. I told you, I think Rocco is a nice dog. I'm never gonna hate on a nice dog. You know, that's a minor issue there or whatever. To me, it's very minor. You know, and y'all got me on the record for that. If y'all think I just go and if it's a certain blood or a certain type of dog, I hate on it. I've seen Rocco. I've seen him up close. And to me, the dog is very nice. The only thing I would do is I would use Rocco to try to make a dog just like him with a perfect top line and run the whole damn thing. That's the way you breed. That's the way you breed. Now, if you ask me would I use bees, of course not. You can't fix that much shit, you know. You can't fix that much shit. You just can't. You know, if a dog got 6 or 7 flaws and then he look like he got some mental issues when he be hanging his head and all that shit, I ain't messing with that. I am not messing with that. I don't care how many videos Bashar put of him running around in the backyard. I can't do that. Respect, fam. You know, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know, if it's a nice dog, that's all I'm about. You know, I'm not going to do all the breedings. Everybody else doing all these breedings. And I feel like if y'all are using them nice dogs and y'all are using some very, very top quality and we raising that bar, in 10 years, our whole community will have something to brag about. We will not be looked at as the garbage breed. In 10 years, our whole entire community, it ain't about me, it ain't about Dave, it ain't about Fernando, Khan, it ain't about none of individual. As a community, when you say, guess what, I got an American Bully, the shit would be off the hook. You know? The shit would be off the hook. Because people will look at us and be like, oh yeah, y'all got some nice dogs. Yeah, I'm going to check them out. I'm going to check them out, Khan. You know, I love dogs, man. That's it, and I love this breed. And if somebody is pushing the breed in the right way, I love it, and I cheer for them. And I'm going to give anybody their credit. But if you're taking the breed in the wrong way, and that's why y'all hear me speak out against Bashar, he is the antithesis of everything that's wrong with our breed, man. A person that will do an interview. And this is where, you know, man, this is where I really just lost all respect. And I said it before, but I done did a lot of interviews, and y'all done heard me say a lot of shit. But when a person goes on the interview and flat out says, I don't give a fuck about these dogs. If they ain't putting money in my pocket, if I ain't selling them, I don't give a fuck about them. I won't even deal with the dogs or this community. And those was this guy's words, man. He put that shit right there on wax, man. Man. Eric, I think that'd be a good breeding. Yeah, I think that'd be a good breeding. But, you know, man, when a person disrespect the community like that, I mean, we have to ask ourselves as a community, where is our ethics at? You know? Where is our ethics at as a community that this person can come in and out of our community and be cool? Because I tell you what, I done dealt with a lot of dogs. And if back in the day when I was dealing with Alapahas, if you said some shit like that, you were liable to get beat up. Real talk. I don't give a fuck about these dogs. If I ain't getting no money, yada yada, you was liable to get your head busted. The Rottweiler community, you was liable to come up, yeah, hurting, you know. And I've never had game dogs, but I've got a lot of friends that have game dogs. If that was the only thing that you said, I don't give a fuck about these dogs, boys is ready to put a hurting on you, man. And we allow this guy to come around like he's some kind of king. And basically, you know, it's even more disgraceful that he's hanging out with the heads of these registries and he's kicking it with the judges, but this is what he represents. I don't give a fuck about these dogs. As long as I get my money, I'm cool. When the money is gone, I'm gone. And everybody cheesing, hugging, and smiling with this guy. We have to ask ourselves seriously, what's wrong with our community? Donald, one of the most respected guys I know, Donald Holmes. Integrity and honesty is a key. And that is absolutely right, man. How do you allow that? You know? And that's it, you know. I mean, Khan, I like what you said there, man. You can have a passion and love your dogs and still make a profit. I never will complain of somebody making a profit. But when you come out your mouth and say that, and then all the other things that we've seen go on with this guy, and the way he's just breeding dogs, he's breeding little puppies, 6 to 8 month old puppies. He's doing all of this crazy stuff, and they still supporting this shit. It make us all look bad, especially when he front and center at nationals and kicking it with guys who's supposed to be respected. This shit's a headache. Jonathan, the BBCR is a nice registry. Like I say, man, I root for them all. I root for the ABKC. I hope that somebody step up and get their shit together. But right now, I don't know what's going on over there. It's a depressing state, you know. I got a lot of people over there that I'm cool, but you know, I don't know what's going on, man. You know, the first show of the week was, the first show of the year, I think, was Allentown. And what happens right after Allentown? A bunch of pictures are released of dogs with screwed up rears. Oh, man, it was sad. You start the year off of that with a bunch of controversy about the picks. And it was video and picture evidence to prove this. We gonna go backwards as a community, man, and I just hope I could rant all night. I thank y'all for tuning in, man. I had to get that off my chest and really talk about that character and just the state of our community. I hope y'all tune in to D-Line Radio. I'll be putting up the ads for that probably here shortly. And hopefully we're going to get a chance to hear my dude, man. John Easterly, he been there from the start. A ton of knowledge. American Bully, Brahma Bull, Pit Bull advocate. He been a Pit Bull advocate for over 30 years. He legit got a lot of knowledge, good and bad. And he gonna come on there, and you know it's time to put things more in perspective so we can really get back to dogs. Once again, I thank all of y'all. God bless you and your family. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.